Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How y'all doing today? I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday. I cannot believe the weekend's started, but it's okay. So my name is Melissa, and I sit here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday, and I talk about true crime. I also do a little bit of freestyle. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that notification button so you can be notified every time I upload a video. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I have posted 2 videos, and for some reason they are not showing on my page. I'm trying to figure it out, but I just decided to post today's video, and hopefully it does show up. So if you are subscribed to my channel, please leave a comment in this video and let me know if you are able to see it on your YouTube. If not, it may be mine. So before we get started, I'm gonna start reading a poem every time, a quote or a poem, before I start telling these stories, because some of these stories they just give you, you just feel some type of way. So yeah, let's go ahead. So my poem for today is: nobody could bring up shit from my past to belittle me. Baby, I did what I said. I learned from it, and I had fun while it was happening. You can go to hell, respectfully. So that quote, or if that resonates with you, like this video. So today, guys, as y'all can see, we're going to talk about a serial killer that I believe everybody and their mama should know who he is, unless you've been living under a rock. And his name is Ted Bundy. Oh, Mr. Ted. Oh, Mr. Ted Bundy. He was really, he was something else. He was something else. He was a charmer, a ladies' man, the one that could just say anything to you and you believed him. Oh, but you got fooled. But he was also a smart man. And I feel bad for all these girls that lost their lives. And I hope that they're resting in peace knowing that, he paid for what he did to all of them. And I'm also hope that he is in hell burning, because that's where he belongs. So let's go ahead and learn more about Ted Bundy and his shenanigans. I don't even know how to say it. His crazy life. Okay? Go ahead. Ted Bundy, America's serial killer, rapist. Ted Bundy was one of the most notorious criminals of the late 20th century, known to have killed at least 20 women in the 1970s. He was executed in the electric chair in 1989. Who was Ted Bundy, you may ask? Well, let's find out. Ted Bundy was a 1970 serial murder, rapist, necrophilia. He was executed in Florida electric chair in 1989. His case has since inspired many novels and films about serial killers. Ted Bundy, parents and siblings. I'm sorry if y'all hear a bark, that's my mother-in-law's dog. So yeah, that's him. Eleanor Lewis Cole, who went by Lewis, was 22 years old and unmarried when she gave birth to her son Ted. Ted's father may have been Loyal Marshal, an Air Force veteran, a Penn State graduate, according to Anna Rule, a co-worker of Ted's and the author of the book Stranger Beside Me. Other sources has Ted's father named as Jack Washington, while some rumors had it that his father was also his grandfather, because Ted's birth certificate lists his father as unknown. His biological father's identity may have never been confirmed. In 1951, Lewis married Johnny Bundy. While Ted took his name, he reportedly didn't have much respect for his stepfather, whom he resented for being too uneducated and working class. Johnny and Lewis had several children together. Lewis was working as a security at the University of Puget Sound and still married to Johnny in the 1970s. When Ted was accused of his crime, she refused to believe the charges for years, although she changed her sentence after he confessed. Early life. Bundy was born in Milton, Vermont on November 24th, 1946. Bundy started life as his mother's secret shame as his intelligent birth humiliated her deeply religious parents. Lewis delivered Ted at home for unwed mothers, and Vernon later brought her son to her parents in Philly. To hide the fact that he was a legitimate child, Bundy was raised as the adopted son of his grandparents and was told that his mother was his sister. Eleanor moved with Bundy to Tacoma, Washington, a few years later, and soon married his stepfather, Johnny. From all of appearance, Bundy grew up in a content working class family. He showed an unusual interest in macabre. I don't know if I said that right word, but maybe not. At an early age, around the age of 3, he became fanatic by knives. What is a 3-year-old doing with knives? That's just a question that I probably won't ever know the answer to. But he became fanatic by knives. A shy but brilliant child. Guys, I'm so sorry if I keep sounding. I think I'm getting sick. As shy but brilliant child, Bundy did well in school, but not with his peers. As a teenager, a dark side of his character started to emerge. Bundy liked to appear in other windows and throughout nothing of selling things he wanted from other people. Education. Bundy graduated from the University of Washington with a degree in psychology in 1972. Have you ever heard of a serial killer who graduates from college with a degree in their hands? And instead of doing something nice for their lives, they decide to be a serial killer. Yep, that must be a tough one. See, I'm smart, but I don't feel like going to college. I don't feel like having a career. I just want to kill people for no reason. No reason at all. He has been accepted to law school in Utah, although he would never earn his degree. While a student at the University of Washington, Bundy fell in love with a wealthy, pretty young woman from California. She had everything that he wanted: money, class, and influences. He was devastated by their breakup. Many of Bundy's later victims resemble his college girlfriend, attractive students with long, dark hair. By the mid-1970s, Bundy had transformed himself, becoming more outwardly confident and active in social and public matters. He even got a letter of recommendations from the Republican government of Washington after working in his campaign. Hold on, guys. I'm telling you guys, when I first heard about Ted Bundy, this is just a side note, like, because some of these serial killers just don't even finish school at all. Like, some of them even, I think, drop out of school, like elementary and halfway high school. But the fact that he was smart and chose crime instead of education, he could have been a good lawyer. He could have done. Lawyers make good money. I don't know what the hell he was wrong with him. He could have been a good lawyer. I mean, he didn't win his case, but hey, he could have been good, cause he knows how to talk his way out of stuff. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, let's continue. Okay, so now we're going to speak about his victim. Bundy confessed to 36 killing of a young woman across River State in the 1970s, but experts believe that he finally tally may be closer to 100 or more. The exact number of women Bundy killed will never be known. His killings usually follow a gruesome pattern. He often raped his victims before beating them to death. While there are some debates as to when Bundy started killing, more sources say that he began his murder rampage around 1974. Around this time, many women in the Seattle area in early Oregon, when missing stories circulate about some of the victims last being seen in the company of a young dark-haired man known as Ted. He often lured his victim into his car by pretending to be injured and asking for their help. The kindness proves to be fatal and mistaken. So I'm gonna show y'all a video. I've never seen this video. This will be the first time that I'll be seeing it with y'all and hearing what he says. But let's go ahead and see the videos together. Oh, there we go. Oh.
Premier Program Doctor. I can tell you, an annual comprehensive eye exam is an important part of that. A VSP Well Vision exam can reveal early signs of serious health conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure. See how VSP Vision Care can help your employees and your bottom line at getvsptoday.com.
Okay, here you go. So this is the video.
Police believe that in 1974, Ted Bundy embarked upon a series of grisly murders that began in Seattle, Washington, and over a period of 5 years.
Okay, guys, I don't know what's wrong,
Oregon, Utah.
but you can see it. How Ted Bundy was caught in the fall of 1974. Bundy moved to Utah to attend law school, and a woman began disappearing there as well. The following year, he was pulled over by the police in search of his vehicle and uncovered a hatchet of burglary tools, a crowbar, a fake mask, rope, and handcuffs. He was arrested for possession of these tools, and the police began to link him to much more sinister crime. In 1975, Bundy was arrested in kidnapping of Carol Dasha, one of the few women to escape his clutch. He was convicted and received a 1 to 15 years jail sentence. Bundy escaped from prison twice in 1977. The first time he was indicted on a murder charge for the death of a young Colorado woman, and decided to act on his own lawyer in the case. During his trip to the courthouse Liberty, he jumped out the window and made his first escape. He was captured 8 days later. In December, Bundy escaped from custody again. He climbed out of a hole he made in the ceiling of his cell, having dropped more than 30 pounds to fit through the smallest opening. Authorities did not discover that Bundy was missing for 15 hours, giving the serial killer a big head start on the police. Chickamauga Security House break-in. After Bundy's second escape from prison, he eventually made his way to Tallahassee, Florida. On the night of January 14, 1978, Bundy broke into the Chili Mendigas sorority house at Florida State University. He attacked 4 of the young female residents, killing 2 of them. On February 9th, Bundy kidnapped and murdered a 12-year-old girl named Kimberly Leach. These crimes marked the end of his murderous rampage, as he was soon pulled over by the police that February. The most damaging evidence connecting Bundy to Chickamauga murder at FUSU were bite marks on one of the bodies, which were a defined match to Bundy. Bundy's good looks, charm, and intelligence made him something of a celebrity during his trial. Bundy fought for his life, but was convicted and spent 9 years on death row, appealing his death sentence. Conviction, death sentence, and appeals. In July 1979, Bundy was convicted for the 2 Chipmunk murders at FSU. He was given the death penalty twice. He received another death sentence in 1980 for the murder of Kimberly Leach. Bundy appealed, trying to take his case as high as the U.S. Supreme Court, but he was turned down. He also offered information on some unsolved murders to avoid Florida's electric chair, but he could not delay justice forever and was executed in 1989. In 1969, Bundy began his 6-year relationship with Elizabeth Clough, who he met in a Seattle bar. Clough was a single mom of a young daughter and struggled with alcoholism. She had alcohol problem, y'all. Bundy took care of her, and she said he was warm and loving. But in 1974, Clough started to suspect Bundy crimes when she questioned him about odd behaviors like keeping the meat cleaver on his desk. He used his charm to deflect her concern. Clough secretly went to the police with the suspicion of Bundy's involvement in permanent local murders, but they did not believe he was the killer. The pair remained together, although they grew distant when Bundy moved to Olepi the following year. In 1975, Clough went to the police again, this time with evidence that helped them arrest the serial killer. Bundy had confessed to Copper over the phone from his prison cell. He had tried to kill her and couldn't resist his impulse when he left. His sickness built him. She later wrote she broke ties with Bundy for good and wrote a book about her experience. And the book is I don't know what the book is called. In February 1980, Bundy married Carol Ann Bond, a mother of two whom he dated before his attempted arrest in courtroom during the penalty phase of his trial. He proposed and she accepted, and the president of the judge making the marriage imminent in Florida. The couple had met 6 years earlier when they both worked at the Department of Emergency Service in Olympia, Washington. Boom gave birth to a daughter, Rose, in 1982. She named Bundy as the father. Not as much is known about Rose today. Boom eventually realized Bundy was guilty of the crimes, so she divorced him 3 years prior to his execution. According to the Rose book, A Stranger Beside Me, Boom stopped visiting Bundy during the last 2 years of his imprisonment. On January 24th, 1989, Bundy was executed around 7 a.m. at the Florida State Prison in an electric chair, sometimes known as the Old Spark. Outside the prison, crowds cheered and even set off fireworks after Bundy's execution. Bundy's body was cremated in Gainesville and no public ceremony was held. Before he was executed, he requested his ashes to scatter in the Castle Mountains of Washington State, where he murdered at least 4 of his victims. Okay, so you kill girls. You kill them in some mountains. You get the death penalty. You get executed. You get cremated. And you want your ashes to be scattered in the same mountains you kill these girls? I don't know what to call that. To me, that's psycho. Yep, that is just a cycle. It's like he needed to have more control. He's like, I'm gonna have control even when I'm dead. And that's exactly what happened. Movies. Unfamous national figures since his Florida trials, Bundy's life has been subject of countless books and documentaries trying to shed light on the brutal killing crimes. Well known for movies include The Deliberate Stranger was a 1986 television movie featuring actor Mark Harmon as Bundy. Extremely Weekly, Shocking Evil in Ville debuted in 2007 at the Sunset Film Festival with Zac Efron as Bundy. If y'all have not seen that movie, please, I recommend y'all to go see it. I think it's on Netflix as well. Zac Efron needs to have a glow. He needs to be nominated for something because Zac Efron played that role to the T. Like, he was in that character. I don't know what is it. I don't know, as an actor, how physically and mentally you have to prepare yourself to play a world of a serial killer. But let me tell you, Zac Efron, Zac. He no High School Musical no more. No, he grew up. Y'all need to go see it. The film title comes from Judge Edward Carr's post-sentencing remarks to Bundy. Confession with the Killer Ted Bundy tapes were released the same year. The documentary features actual footage and audio recording Bundy made on death row, along with present-day interviews. Books, several noble books have been published on money crimes, including The Stranger Beside Me, Ted Bundy's shocking side story, published in 1980. By Rue, a co-worker of Bundy's as crisis hotline. Rue described how she gradually realized Bundy was a serial killer, and then draws from their outgoing compromise, which lasts until just shortly before Bundy's execution. Another book is The Pen and Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy, which was his ex-girlfriend. Ted Bundy, Confession with the Serial Killer. Defining the Devil, My Stories as the Ted Bundy Last Lawyer, which I think this was published by his lawyer. I don't know. I Survived Ted Bundy Attacks. This one was done by one of the girls that survived his killing, and it tells it. I guess she goes into more what really happened. So that's the books that are available to read if y'all would like to read those books. And that is the story of Mr. Ted Bundy. Guys, I will see y'all Wednesday. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your Monday and sleep tight. I love y'all and besito.